Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're making some delicious, homemade, healthy chocolate bars and candy. This was highly requested, so I'm so excited to share with you guys the recipes. The first one we're making are these Snicker bars. So I'm starting off with a cup full of dates. Dates are a great thing to use for a natural sugar. You just want to soak them for a little bit before you blend them, just so that they blend easy. Then I'm adding in some peanut butter. So I'm using 2 tablespoons here, and we're going to mix this into the dates, and it's going to make a really nice caramel for our Snicker bars. Then I'm adding in just a little bit of vanilla for some flavor, along with a pinch of Himalayan salt. As you guys know, I love Himalayan salt. It's my staple salt. It just has 84 essential minerals in it, balances your pH. It's just a great staple to have. You blend that up, and then we're going to make the nougat. So I'm taking 2/3 a cup of almond flour. Almond flour is great because it's full of healthy fats, full of fiber and vitamin E. And then you're going to take 1/4 cup of the caramel that we made, and we're going to mix that into our almond flour to make the nougat base. So I really like they're kind of using the caramel for 2 different things in this recipe, which makes it a little bit easier to make. So you just stir that in until you get a nice fine grind and everything is incorporated. You're going to need a loaf pan, and I'm lining mine with parchment paper, or you can try spraying it, but I suggest parchment paper just for ease of use. And you put the nougat in there and then just press it down until it's nice and firm. So you want like a nice even layer of nougat into your loaf pan. And then I'm going to be adding in the caramel. So you just put the caramel on top and press it down again to make the layers of the bars. It comes together really easy, and the caramel is really easy to move around as well. Then I'm dusting on some peanuts. These are just some plain dry roasted peanuts, just like Snicker bars have, and I'm pressing that into the caramel. Then we're going to make the chocolate while those freeze. So I'm taking some coconut oil as well as some cacao. You guys have seen me make this chocolate many times before in my healthy dessert videos. It's my go-to staple. It's literally just coconut oil and cacao. If I don't have any other sweetener, I will sometimes add a little bit of maple syrup, but I find the dates in this recipe, you definitely don't even need the maple syrup in. So then once your bars have chilled, we're going to cut them into the bar shapes, and you can make them as big or as thick if you like, or you can even make them into bites as well if you want to cut the bars in half or in thirds to make Snicker bites. But you just coat it in the paleo chocolate 2 times and then let it harden, and your Snicker bars will be done. As you see, they pull apart. They've got a wonderfully delicious caramel, a layer of nougat, and then they're covered in paleo chocolate. These turned out amazing. I would highly recommend making them. The next thing you guys really requested were Starburst candy. So I'm using some coconut butter as well as some coconut oil and mixing those 2 together. Both have great healthy fats, and both are really great for healing the gut as well. So just mix that until it's smooth. I'm putting in a touch of maple syrup just for a little bit of sweetness. And then we're going to crush some freeze-dried strawberries. So this is what's going to make the flavor of our Starburst. I'm making a strawberry one. So you want to use any freeze-dried fruit of whatever flavor you'd like to make. So just grind that up until you get kind of like a fine powder. And I love this because it's going to add a lot of fruit flavor into our little Starburst without adding anything artificial, because it's literally 100% freeze-dried strawberries. So mix that in until you get a nice smooth coating, and all of the freeze-dried strawberries has kind of dissolved into the coconut butter and coconut oil. I'm adding in 1 scoop of gelatin. This is what's really going to help with the texture of the Starburst. So you kind of get the same texture that you would get in a normal one. I'm using a candy mold. You guys have seen me use this one before, but you can definitely just pour it into something and then just cut it into blocks if you don't have a mold or don't want to buy one. But they pop out really easily out of the mold after about 20 minutes. And then you have these super easy Starburst candy. You can make a lot of different flavors, and the texture is really good on them too because of the coconut butter and the gelatin. And lastly, we're making Kit Kat bars. This was the other one that was really highly requested by you guys. So I'm starting off with some cashews, and I'm putting that in some boiling water just to soften them a bit. And then I'm going to use some cacao, and we're going to use this to make the filling of our Kit Kat. So kind of the parts that go in between the wafer layers that you would normally have. And cacao is rich of antioxidants too, along with some vanilla. Then I'm going to be adding in some nut milk, and this is just going to help blend it together, and it almost makes kind of like a chocolate ganache. So it's not like a rock hard chocolate in between the layers, but kind of like a soft pillowy chocolate. A little bit of honey and then some coconut oil, and we're going to blend that until it's smooth, along with the cashews that we've soaked. And the part of soaking the cashews really helps to get it nice and smooth and creamy. So if you can soak them overnight, do that. If not, for about an hour in boiling water. That way it blends really nice and smooth and creamy. So put a layer of your chocolate down in some parchment paper in a loaf pan, and you want a nice even layer, and we're going to start building all the different layers of our Kit Kat bars. So we're going to have 1 layer of chocolate, And then for the crunch, I'm adding in some gluten-free checks. You kind of just want to line them up and push them into the chocolate so that they get incorporated, and when you're going to bite down into them later, you get that crunch. So I'm making lines of that, and then another layer of chocolate, and then we're going to do another layer of checks. So I did 2 layers of the checks and then 3 total layers of the chocolate. Then you're going to let that settle in the fridge until it's frozen, and then you can cut it up into different sized bars, and we're going to be dripping it into a nice dairy-free chocolate. You can definitely do another paleo chocolate here, but because there's not so much sweetness to the inside of the chocolate, I'm just using a regular dairy-free one and coating the outside, and then you just let them harden until they are set, and it takes about 20 minutes. And once they're done, you will have these wonderful Kit Kat bars. You've got to crunch them, they're easy to make, and they have all the different layers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you make any of these, be sure to tag me on Instagram because I love seeing and sharing all of your recreations. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.